Hello again, everyone, and welcome. This is Mr. Everett, and today we will start our discussion on the constant of proportionality. Don't worry, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. You've actually seen it before. It just has a different name right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So in Unit 1, you learned that two ratios are proportional if the ratios are equivalent or constant. And one way we determine equivalence was to simplify both ratios. So we had the recipe for lemonade, and we compared two ratios. We compared the ratio of sugar to water, 8:2 in one case and 16:4. If they were equivalent, that meant that the relationship between the two quantities, the quantities are sugar and water. If they're equivalent, that means that it's a proportion. Well, we showed that 8:2 is the same as 4:1, and 16:4 is also the same as 4:1. Therefore, they were equivalent. Therefore, it's a proportion. Well, 4:1 is called a unit rate, and we also call the unit rate in this situation the constant of proportionality. So basically, what we're saying is, here, they had the same unit rate, they were equivalent. They have the same constant proportionality, they're equivalent, they're proportional. Okay, so we basically just replace the fact that we're talking about a unit rate, we call it constant proportionality. The same constant proportionality, then they're proportional. Let's do a few examples so that makes more sense. All right, so the cost of a wedding buffet at a banquet hall is proportional to the number of guests. So we already know it's proportional. The wedding hall charges $247.50 for 11 guests. Complete the table. So we know it's proportional. Now we just want to complete the table. Well, what we can do is we can find the unit rate or the constant proportionality to complete the table. We know how much 11 meals are, or meals for 11 guests. Well, how much would it cost for one? And then we'll figure out how much it costs for 50. Because I don't see a scale factor here to figure that out, right? All right, so how much for one? We're going to divide both numerator and denominator by 11. Simplify. Our unit rate is $22.50. So each guest to feed them costs $22.50. Now we're going to take that new ratio, that unit rate, and figure out how much it costs to feed 50. So if we have 50 guests at our wedding, then we have to pay $1,125 for the buffet. Okay. Number 2, Max is a consultant. He worked 17 hours and earned $552.50. If the relationship between hours worked and pay is proportional, complete the table. So in this problem, again, we know it's proportional. So we can complete the table because we know that. We don't have to go figure out if it's proportional. We've been told it's proportional. So let's find the unit rate or the constant of proportionality, and then figure out how much he would make if he worked 40 hours. Because again, I don't see a rate there, a scale factor. I'm sorry. So we know he earns $552.50 for working 17 hours. How much for 1 hour? Scale factor 17. 1 hour, $32.50. That means that he makes 50 times. I keep doing that. It's 40. He makes 40 times that. Let me check that number. Should be 2 on my answer. I was right. I wrote 50, but I did 40. Okay. So if he works 40 hours, he should make $1,300. I think we have one more, then we'll break. All right, Jeremiah is a plumber. He charges $50 service fee plus $27 per hour. The table below shows the amount of money he earns per hour on a job. Determine if the ratio of hours to earnings is a proportional relationship. So now we don't know if it's proportional. We have to figure it out. Well, how do we know if it's proportional? If all these ratios have the same constant of proportionality or the same unit rate, same thing. Okay, so we're going to check the first two, 104, the quantities earnings to hours, 104 to 2, 185 to 5. We simplify, we get $52 for the first ratio. Per hour is my unit rate, and the second one is 37. These two are not proportional. They don't have the same unit rate. Okay. All right, I think we're going to stop right here. I lost my clock again. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we'll stop right here. And we'll come back and wrap this up. Talk to you soon.